the next thing I want to talk about is not necessarily how to do this, but I want to show you how to use Microsoft references to set up your internal citations, also known as parenthetical citations. So I'm going to find one more term, and I'm going to get a direct quotation. I'll show you how I set up the sources and how we can update the bibliography to match. Okay, the term I'm going to use is a term I'm using in my project, and it's called a data serializer, or the serializable class. So I'm going to get a definition for that. Okay, so I already have quotes from the MSDN Microsoft Network, so I'm going to find something else. So I see this object serialization using C# code project. I want to find a good definition. Yeah, maybe. Here we go. Here's a definition. It's a process through which an object state is transformed. Okay, I think I can probably use that. So, and I haven't used anything from C# corner, so I'm going to go there. So I find my source. I've got a great definition I can use. So, and they even use XML serialization, and that's exactly what I'm doing, okay, in my project. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to Word. I'm going to right-click and choose Keep Text. I'm going to format that like my other headers. Heading 2. Hit Enter. Put my quotation mark. Oops, that's not the header. There, back to normal. Don't know why it did that. I put a quotation mark. Now I'm going to go back to the source, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to copy it. I go back, right-click, paste, quotation mark. At this point, I am ready now to cite my source and plug in a citation. So what I want to do to plug in my citation is I need to get all the information I can get. First of all, I click References. I make sure I've selected under Style the proper style. In our school, we've chosen to do MLA 7th edition. I'm going to click Insert Citation. This is a new source, so I add a new source. Now, type of sources. For the most part, you might be doing a book. Maybe you find a book or a section in a book. You might find a magazine. But most likely, you're going to spend most of your time online. But you can see there's a lot of different ones here. I would say for the most part, you're going to be going to a website, a document from a website, or an electronic source. Websites are easy. Document from a website means you go to a website and you download something from there. Okay? That could be you got a PDF file from online or some other kind of Word document or something, or a PowerPoint. Electronic source would be good if you, for example, go to your program. Let's say you're using Unity, and you want to just click on Help and About whatever. You could get your information right from the program itself. That would be an electronic source, but it's not a web, so that would be the one you want to use. So part of this is to determine which is the right one. We're going to use website, and the first thing I want to do is find out, is there an author? Now, all of these are required by MLA 7th edition. If you're one of my students, I would like you to add one more piece, which is the URL. It is not required by MLA, but I think it would be a nice feature for you to add so that I can go check it. Now, we check to see if there's an author. I don't see an author on the top. I'll go up a little. Oh, yeah, we do. So this one has an author. We have a date and everything. So I copy the title here. Oh, that's name of web page. I will paste that there. I go to the author. Here is the author's name. I'm going to copy it. It's a hyperlink, so I'm trying to copy it without actually clicking the link. So I just click out here. I right-click. I copy. Go in here. Author. Now, I'm going to paste this. Okay. However, I have, I believe, Nimesh would be the first name and Patel would be the last name. If I look down at the bottom, it's actually going to give me an example of how to format it. So in this case, I have to put the last name, comma, first name. And if I have more than one author, I separate them with the semicolon. So I need to cut that part out of the name paste it at the beginning, and put a comma after the last name. There I have it. Okay. Now, if I want to edit, I can edit by putting last, first, middle. It will actually format it correctly for me. So edit name, if you're unclear on how to do this, choose edit, and then just plug in what you need to plug in. Next, we check to see, is there a year, month, and a day? Yes, there is. It's June 28th of 2007. Look at the format, 2007. Notice it's all written out. Notice month, it's all written out. And date, if it was a number like 27, we put 27. If it were the 8th, we just put a single number. It is 2015 right now. The month is January. Today is the 8th. So that's how I plug that in. The last thing is medium. As far as medium goes, there are a set of common mediums that you can do according to MLA. In our case, here it is, list of MLA 7th edition publication types. Web publication is just web. There it is. So I'm just going to copy that right from here. I will leave a link to this site so you can access it in case you're not sure what to do for your publication. So the medium is web. I click. Now, if I want to add the URL, which is a good idea. Oh, that's not the URL I want to use. This is the one. I copy it straight off of the browser. I can go back in. Now, it doesn't give me the URL, so you're going to have to actually expand it by clicking on there. And I'm going to paste it in. Now, once again, it is not required by MLA 7th edition. So it's up to you. You might want to check, if you're doing this for another class, check with your teacher. Are they asking that you put a URL in or not? Okay. I'm asking that you do as a favor, but it's not required to be correctly MLA formatted. So understand, I will excuse you, I won't mark you down for not having it, but I do want to encourage you to. Note, the moment I inserted it, it put the author's last name in parentheses. So that is my citation. Now if I go to the bibliography, I don't have it here yet. But if I click anywhere on this bibliography text, you will see this little marker that says Update Citations. And when I click it, it put it in right where it belonged alphabetically. And now it's correctly formatted, both as far as indentation as well as whether there's a period or not, 1 or 2 spaces, do I italicize something, do I not, how do I indent? All that stuff is taken care of using Microsoft Word right here. Okay? Now, let's say you don't have a bibliography, because I already started one, so you didn't see me actually add it. So what if I don't have a bibliography? And try to delete that. So let's say I don't have a bibliography. All I have to do is click bibliography. And in my case, I'm going to choose bibliography because the only entries I have in my bibliography come from the sources I just added today. Now, if I use Word more on other papers, you may find that your bibliography will include sources from other projects you did, because Microsoft Word starts to recall and remember those citations. So if I go to Manage Sources, you're going to see there's my list, and you might have other ones on here if you had done this before. So just understand, you might need to do what's called Works Cited, in which case it'll only put what you have parentheticals for. See that? So that's kind of how I'd like you to do it. That's how you can let Microsoft do this. If your teachers want you to format it differently than Microsoft does, you can actually edit the formatting here. You can highlight it all. You can play around with tabs, indentations, spacing. So just understand, wait till you're done with all of your sources before you do that. Well, I hope this helps. Good luck. All right.